Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my book review slash discussion for The Selection by Kira Cass. If you were not aware, I have already read this book. This is actually my third time reading it, but I am rereading these before the Air's release. Okay, so basically I'm going to be doing a discussion slash review for this book, and then for The Elite and the One, I'm going to do spoiler reviews, just discussing the books, because I never did when I read them for the first time. And then when I get the Air in the mail, I'm going to do like a cupcake making video. I already have like the purple frosting. I'm going to make like the Air cover inspired cupcakes and decorate them and film it, and I'm going to film an unboxing and put that all in one video. And then once I finish reading the Air, I'm going to do a discussion video on that one as well. So that's the plan. You'll probably be seeing me about every other day from now on because these are very fast reads, especially when you've already read them. Yeah, let's just jump into my review for The Selection. If you have not read this book, then you can stay for now. I'm not getting into spoilers and discussion yet. I'm just going to tell you what it's about and what I think of it, what books this is similar to, so you can like know if you already like the other books, then you might like this. So yeah, let's jump into that. So if you didn't know, this book, The Selection, is about a girl named America Singer. So this is a dystopian. Basically, the United States has been separated into castes. There's 1s to 8s. 1s are the king and the queen and their son the prince. 2s and 3s are sort of more wealthy, and then 4s are sort of average, and then anything from 5 on down is considered poor. 8s are the lowest of lows. They don't get education, they don't go to school. They're just like the poorest of anybody in the country. And this place is called Ilia. People say it different ways. I say Alea, so I don't know. Prince Maxon has come of age, and it's time to hold the selection. Girls enter and then they pick 35, and then they go to the palace and the prince chooses a wife, basically. So if you watch like The Bachelor or something, it's like that, kind of. Yeah, I don't want to tell you anything else because I don't want to spoil you on anything. It's so good. I read it for the first time like 2 years ago, and I just love being back in this world, seeing Maxon again. That's all I'm gonna tell you without like spoiling you on anything. Okay, so I'd say if you like the TV show The Bachelor, you'll probably love this book. I mean, it's similar to The Hunger Games, but it's also not. It's like The Hunger Games minus the killing. There is this war going on between the North and South rebels, and they are attacking the palace a lot, and there's a little bit of action, but it's not much. There's some like government political stuff, but for the most part, it's mostly romance. That's kind of the whole plot. These books are just really quick and fun, and if you want something like action-y or like really intense, that's not what these are. Basically, if you like fun, cute books that are dystopian but also romance that you will just fly through. I read this one in 2 days, I think all 3 times I read it. The main character, America, can get frustrating. I really love this series, but I know some people, just because she's so indecisive and can be really frustrating, people really hate these books just because of that. And I guess that bothers people more than others. I still love these books so much. If you like books that take place in palaces, all that like kingdom-y stuff, it's not fantasy, but it's like, you know, it takes place in a palace and the girls all wear dresses and it's like, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, I think I've given you a good feel for the book. I hope I have. I hope you'll pick it up. So that is going to be it for the non-spoilery section. If you haven't read this book yet, please go pick it up and try and catch up and read these books with me in anticipation for the Air. I'm so excited! I'm not sure if I'll actually get the Air the day it comes out. I'm not sure if my cupcake video will be up the day it comes out because I might not get it until a couple days later because I'm ordering it online. So we'll see when that video's up. But I am going to be starting The Elite today, and I'm really excited. So yeah, anyway, basically if you haven't read this book yet, you should go now, because now I'm going to be discussing certain scenes and characters and what happens, and I really don't want to spoil you. Please don't spoil yourself. Just click out of this video. So yeah, if you haven't read this book yet, bye! Okay, let's talk. I really don't like the first part of this book as much. Basically, any scene with Aspen I really don't enjoy. Like the entire first part before she goes to the selection, when she was like with Aspen and stuff, I was like, oh, make it end. I'm like, wait, why did I like this book so much? And then she gets to the palace and I'm like, oh yes, This is why. I did tear up a little bit, even though this is my third time reading it, when she was like saying goodbye to her little sister and her little brother and her dad. It was emotional, especially if you've read all the books. I'm not gonna tell you why, but it's even more emotional. I've always loved the scene where they get to the palace. I just love imagining the entire, like the room where all the girls are getting all fixed up and their makeup done and everything and their hair. I just loved picturing that in my head. I was picturing like this giant ballroom full of like vanities and tables and like all this girly stuff. I don't know. Like, I just really like that scene. Celeste. I hate Celeste so much. She's just like, girl, no, okay? You're not better than everybody else. And I get so frustrated at Maxon when he's like, oh no, no, you're just exaggerating. She's not that bad. I'm like, huh? And especially after America tells Maxon that she tried to take her dress and that she purposely spilled the punch thing on Chris and that obviously she aggravated Anna to get her to slap her. It's just, Maxon, why are you being blind? Why aren't you being smart? I'm sorry if you love Aspen because I'm gonna be bashing him a lot in these book reviews. Just every scene with him, I'm like, make it be over, make it be over. And I'm like, the scenes between Maxon and America are so sweet and so genuine, and I feel like Aspen is just so, he's just so annoying. I love the scene where America runs out on like the night before they meet Maxon and she's like crying in the garden and they have that conversation. She's like, I'm not your dear. And then the next day when they're sitting on the couches and they're talking, and I just love both of those conversations. Just any scene between Maxon and America is so sweet because Maxon is just the most kind, sweet human being on planet Earth and I love him so much. I absolutely love the relationship between her and her maids. It's like the sweetest thing. I love how like she gets there and she's like, you guys can go. And the maids are like, I just think America's awesome. I mean, she is sort of frustrating at times, but I think she's a really cool character. Oh, Maxon and America's first kiss. I love that scene so much. It's so good. But if you've read this book and you've read the coming books, it's just so frustrating. Like America, she's not telling Maxon that Aspen is Aspen, and just, it's so frustrating. I love all of these descriptions of Maxon that I had forgotten about when I hadn't read it in like a year. I forgot about his laugh, how it's hilarious and it's like just weird. Like his laugh is supposed to be super funny. I love the relationship between America and Marley and just how she had a friend there. Their friendship is goals. And I'm gonna talk about loving relationships again. I love the relationship between America and her siblings and her dad. Her relationship with May and Jared, it's just like the sweetest because she's just their big sister and she acts like a big sister, you know? She wants to protect them and she's understanding of them and she talks to them and it's just so sweet. I love reading the scenes between her and May and her and Jared. And Coda, let's not talk about Coda because I might like punch someone. And then there's Kenna. We don't ever really see much of her. I think that's her name. Kenna? I think. We don't ever really see much of her, if I remember correctly, in the books. Maxon and America's little deal about how if May cries over the strawberry tarts, then America gets to wear pants, and if she doesn't, then Maxon gets to take her on a walk around the gardens, and it's just so cute. And just talking more about the sort of like not talked about as much characters, I just feel so bad for Lucy. I think that her past and what she's had to go through is just so heartbreaking and she's so sweet, and it's just during all of these rebel attacks, she starts crying and it's just so hard for her and I just feel really sorry for her. Also, speaking of lesser talked about characters, the Queen doesn't have many lines in this book, but she is one of my favorite characters. I still haven't read the novella The Queen. I just can't afford $3. So I haven't really read about the Queen selection, but I just think that she's so awesome. She loves America because she understands her, because the Queen was a 4 and America's a 5, and So she came from sort of the same past. I don't know. The queen is just awesome, and she's so kind to like Maxon and the girls. So you don't see much of her interacting with the girls in this book, but in the coming books, there are some really sweet scenes, and I think she's awesome. The king, on the other hand, we don't see much of him in this book as his true self. He is quite evil. I really hate him. You'll see in The Elite. If you haven't read The Elite yet, you'll see why. Because he's awful. He's absolutely awful. Ugh, that scene when America sends the message like tugging my ear whenever, and Maxon comes running to her. He's like, "What's wrong? Is your family hurt?" And she's like, "Oh no, I just wanted to see you." And he's like, "You just wanted to see me?" And all the fangirling. Alright, I honestly cannot think of anything to talk about, so we're gonna move on. I can't make this video without talking about the fact that the selection is going to be made into a movie. I absolutely love these books so much, and I'm so happy that they're going to be turned into a movie, but I'm also very, very nervous. I know that I'll love the books, and the movies won't change the books, but I'm much more nervous for this adaptation than I was for any other book-to-movie adaptations, just because, if you didn't know, this book was going to be turned into a TV show, and the script was written. They never filmed a pilot, but they filmed a couple like scenes with not like professional actors or anything, just on like small cameras, nothing like professional, but they're on YouTube, I think. And the script is up online, and it was for the pilot that they never filmed. And I looked it up one day, and honestly, I'm scarred. Like, it was so bad, and saying that is an understatement. It's so ridiculously bad. Like, don't go look it up. Don't read that junk. It's just take my word for it. They completely changed my favorite character in this series, which is Maxon. You know that America thought he's probably gonna be snotty and like selfish, and you know, he's basically just wants to have these girls here and he's gonna have tons of fun with them, and then eventually pick one he's gonna marry, but before that he's just gonna be, you know, a guy and be stupid, and you know, she expected him to be like that, and then he wasn't. He turned out to be this awkward, adorable, sweet little puppy, and in the pilot for the TV show, they make him exactly what America thought he would be, which was a jerk and just a stupid guy. It was the most disgusting, repulsive thing I've ever read in my life, and it makes me so sick. I'm so glad that didn't go through and they didn't make it into a TV show. I really am not a fan of book to TV show adaptations. If they have to, I'd rather them take out a little bit of the book for the movie and make it like 2.5 hours, rather than add a bunch of stuff in for the TV show. I just feel like if it's not from the author, then I don't really like it. Like in these book to movie adaptations, sometimes they add stuff in, and those scenes I don't end up liking as much as the ones that they took from the book. I feel like it's not the characters because it's not the characters from the book, if that makes any sense. I'm just so glad it's gonna be a movie and not a TV show. I'm still super, super worried because these books are so near and dear to my heart that I feel like I know they're gonna change stuff because it's a book to movie adaptation, and I don't have like a dream cast or anything for this, so I'm not sure who they're gonna cast, and I'm really scared. So this video was super, super long, but I hope you enjoyed my first in this series of reread discussion videos. I'm so excited to be rereading these books. Oh, they're so good. I love them so much. That's pretty much it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you in my next one, which will be the Elite book discussion. See you guys then. Bye!